With the goal to enhance, expand, and strengthen HCBS, DHS provided $30 million over 2 funding rounds across Medicaid HCBS programs. We asked grant recipients to tell us about their project.
Why I'm here today is we had requested the grant money because we had a concept to involve some remote monitoring and technology for individuals that maybe need home supervision but don't necessarily need an individual in there consistently to help them. So again, for us, it's a new way, but it's all about keeping people living independently. But again, as you can see here with remote monitoring and technology and checking in on them, it would keep them safe as well. So I hope, under that whole umbrella, you can see that it's all about taking care of people, but keeping them safe.
The award that we received was pretty much involving education, workforce development, training of our direct care staff, as well as our caregivers. And that has really assisted with training those caregivers to go into the home and provide those person-centered care to the clients in the home, and it's also educated them on how to read care plans and understanding care plans, which is what we use to provide those services in the home.
We used some of our funds for technology enhancements. We have increased a phone system so that we have one phone line that addresses all of our staff through a mobile app so that anybody can get dialed directly to their cell phone without having to give out their personal cell phone number. We increased a web-based server and increased our website to have more resources, more access to families for resources on the website. And we developed a software program to shorten documentation time to allow for more increased face-to-face supports as opposed to spending more time documenting. We also used some of the grant money to purchase transportation vehicles to get people out into the community, get them to HCBS services and other community resources.
Islands of Brilliance is an organization that works with autistic youth and adults, as well as the entire family. We provide a number of different programs and services, really creativity-based. And as part of the HCBS Grant Awards, we were able to create new programming in 6 different communities around the north, central, and northwest part of the state.
Our project has been going really well. So our project is based around spreading our methodology to more rural areas of Wisconsin and training educators and artists to run our program within community spaces. I would love to see grants going toward supporting the people who are on the outskirts of the community. Because we recognize that just living in a zip code doesn't mean you're a part of a community, that you need more. And so I would love to see the grants continue to sustain programs like ours that help folks feel like they are a true citizen within their communities.
We were beyond thrilled to get our grant from DHS. It was for training opportunities for our volunteers. So our organization, we work with kids on the spectrum who have Down syndrome, who have had just difficult circumstances in life, and we use our horses as equine therapy with them. Our organization is 100% volunteers. The only staff that gets paid are our horses, and that's just their room and board. So we don't have a lot of money, but we have a huge impact. And what we did, our grant said, okay, we've got 18 volunteers here, and they range in age from 13 to like 81, with some in between, and varied life experiences. But we wanted to give them an opportunity to be able to better serve our kids.
Our grant project is completed. It's going fantastic. We're in the distribution phase. So what we did was we created a series of educational videos, and we really feel that they not only benefit our pediatric patients in our organization, but anyone who is involved in a caregiving role anywhere, and even across the board. Even if you have a family member who has been hospitalized, there's a really good video about discharging from the hospital setting. So we feel that we really have touched a broad array of topics and a lot of good information for anyone who is a caregiver, a parent of a child with a disability, or someone that's even interested in joining the caregiving role or the workforce of caregivers. Opportunities like this are wonderful. Now, someone referenced, now that you have the blueprint, you can really run with it. So now that we have done this once, I feel like any additional opportunities coming down the line in the future, we'll definitely be quick to grab a hold of those and take full advantage of them, because it does allow us to step aside from our day-to-day activities. One example, I've been showing a body mechanics video in my new employee orientation and in servicing, and it wasn't my favorite. So we were able to make our own with this opportunity. And had we not been given this grant, we would have never tackled making our own body mechanics video. So yeah, it was a great opportunity. And any opportunities like this that come along, I think encourage people to take advantage of them, because it was great.
The grant process was very simple, probably one of the easiest grants that we filled out for. We are completed with our grant. Our goal was to reach 30 families. We did only get 24, but that's still a significant number based off of some of the barriers that we faced in reaching those families.
Our assisted living facilities are located in a more rural environment with not a lot of access for social engagement, telehealth, all of those services that people are needing. And many of our clients are coming from out of our home community. So they are being placed, I would say, in a facility that is not part of their home community. So wanting to get them to be able to connect a little bit easier with those home communities or people that they have always had in their lives. And so our grant project was to purchase a van, a handicap accessible van, and also some telehealth equipment, iPads, other things for that social engagement piece. I would say that for us, it has provided those connections. It's allowed we have 42 residents, and I would say about 90% of those are HCBS clients. So people that are not able to afford things like an iPad, that social media, and so that has provided all of them with easy access. And so I would say it's been, for us, very gratifying to see that, immensely successful for the people that we serve.
It was great. So there really were three components to our grant. We focused on outreach. So really the goal of ensuring historically underserved communities, individuals living in rural areas could get access to our programs and services. We focused on accessibility, so ensuring that we could provide our services in a wide array of languages, and also so that individuals could learn about our services through different languages. And then because so many of the individuals we serve have issues with print access, we wanted to ensure that things like our intake forms and other paperwork could be in a digital, more accessible format. And then the final component of our project was really around creating connections and relationship building. So helping us to be able to bring individuals together for different recreational and social activities, but also to bring people together to create networks of support as well. This was an incredibly successful grant. So excited. One of the things that's been on my bucket list in the entirety of my career at Vision Forward has been to have a full-time staff member dedicated to outreach. And through this grant, we were finally able to do that. And it was amazing to see the impact of having someone who was fully dedicated to getting out into the community, being present at resource fairs, speaking to groups of physicians who are one of our primary referral sources, to talk with other providers and build relationships. All of that was just tremendous in terms of increasing the contacts that we had. So through the course of our last fiscal year, we were able to make more than 4,000 contacts into the community. And because of the clientele that we serve, many of them were either HCBS recipients or providers who were directly connected to HCBS recipients as well. So tremendous to see the impact of having someone who was fully dedicated into those outreach efforts.
We work with kiddos with autism and developmental differences and neurodiversities. A big chunk of our grant award is going to be used to create an inclusive outdoor natural space that is safe for all of our kiddos with autism who don't always get to safely access the amazing, beautiful outdoor natural spaces that Wisconsin has to offer. We additionally used a big chunk of our grant to get some advanced staff training in some pretty empowering trauma-informed care strategies that I'm really proud of. I really appreciate this opportunity. This grant has been, it's meant the world to our organization. We're a new small business, a woman veteran-owned small business, and to have access to these funds, to be able to take those big dreams I had and just put them to work was life-changing, not only for the kiddos that we work with, but for the staff I was able to hire because of these funds, for the training that we were able to take. It's been fantastic.
We were awarded to purchase 150 music listening devices from Advanced Brain Technologies to use with children through the CLTS. And it's a very specialized program, but it's very expensive. And our certified listening program therapists were able to use it with them so that they could get benefits from self-regulation, mood management, behaviors, improvement in executive functioning, speech and communication, and many other self-regulating type skills. So we submitted our grant so we could purchase devices, and then that would be one piece that would be removed from all the paperwork for us to get through and to help as many children as possible. So we were awarded the 150 devices, and we've been working closely with different counties around our office space in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and going into schools and homes. And we're also starting to venture out into memory care, dementia care. It's been a huge benefit to have this, and that we're able to get this out to all sorts of families and seeing the most amazing things happening. Children that are saying, "I love you," for the first time, like ever.
My project was opening up a facility that can manage individuals with dementia in crisis and can allow us to study and understand the behavior that's causing the danger in the community, understand what it's trying to communicate, provide medical, social, psychiatric support, and then at the end of the short-term stay with us, be able to return to their place where they were living in hopefully safer circumstances and teach the caregivers what it is we learned while they were in our setting. I do believe it's a successful project. If for no other reason that I know that there's several other of this facility, which was the first of its kind, that are going to be opening up across the state. We've taken people from all over the state. We've been able to provide real substantive differences in the lives of the families and the caregivers and the people with the dementia in a setting where you could not get that kind of information in a group setting or in a home setting. Really the unique setting and training that the staff have been able to allow people to live near their homes or back in their homes and allow people with dementia to be heard and understood rather than be categorized as a behavior, a problem, violent, aggressive. They're seen now as people with histories and reasons for how they speak.
We've learned so much, and these are a lot of these people. It was a leap of faith. They had a great idea, but we gave them money to try it. And I think this is so important as we're continuing. Home and community based is where people want to live in their homes. They want to be with family. They want to be with community, and we have to continue to evolve and make that a better place. It's got to be cost effective, but it has to be real effective as well. So, we're excited as a department, I think, to look at all of these and to see, hey, where do we go from here? Working with our managed care organizations, are there opportunities that they can implement from some of the lessons that we're learning today?
158 grantees is amazing. There are so many people doing the work, but being here today to actually hear the results of it and like the challenges that were overcome, the people helped, it's just like there are a couple of moments where I was getting a little emotional yesterday just because it's huge. The impact for our residents is huge. Over 500,000 Wisconsinites are impacted in some way by these grants, so that scale is phenomenal. These great opportunities will continue to grow, and I'm excited to watch it in the years to come.